This is Michael Ching, and today in this video we'll be talking about the MChat RF follow-up interview. Just to review the scoring from the new MChat RF, all of the items should be yes except for no on items 2, 5, and 12. Instead of looking at critical versus total items on the new MChat RF, you'll just want to add up the total number of failed items. If you have 0, 1, or 2 failed items, no further action is needed. If you have 8 or more failed items, you'll want to make a direct referral for autism evaluation, hearing testing, and early intervention. That is, you do not have to do the follow-up interview if you have 8 or more failed items on the initial screen. If you have 3 to 7 failed items on the initial screen, you're going to want to perform the follow-up interview. Each item on the MChat RF has a corresponding follow-up interview question page. So for each failed item, you'll need to go to the follow-up interview question page for that item and go through the questions. Depending on the responses on the follow-up interview question, you may change that item from a fail to a pass or keep it as a fail. Keep track of the total number of fails after the interview, and we'll talk about how to use those to make referral decisions. So where do you get the follow-up interview? Same place you get the MChat, at the official MChat website, which I have shortened below here using bit.ly to this link, bit.ly/MChatRF. And let's take a look at what that looks like now. So again, this is the website, and the link is located here. When you click on this link, you'll pull up the MChat RF PDF, and we can scroll down through here looking at the different pages. Here's the instrument, there's some other instrument pages, and then when we get to here, you see these are the follow-up interview questions. This is the follow-up interview question if you fail question 1. These are the follow-up interview questions if you fail question 2. Let's imagine if the child failed question 3 and go through this algorithm. So if the child failed question 3, you would ask, does, insert the child's name, play, pretend, or make believe? And if the parent says no on the initial question, you will go through this list of items. If the parent says yes, you'll ask them for an example. So if that example is on this list of items, then you can go to pass. Okay? And again, if the parent says, no, my child does not do pretend play, you'll ask specifically these questions. Does he or she ever pretend to drink from a toy cup, pretend to eat from a toy spoon or fork, and so on and so on. If they answer yes to any of those questions, then you change the fail to a pass. And if they answer to no to all of those questions, you keep it as a fail. Let's go back to the slides here. So if after doing the follow-up interview, you only have 0 or 1 failed follow-up items left, you don't need to do any further action. If you have 2 or more failed items left, go ahead and initiate a referral for early intervention, autism evaluation, and hearing testing. Using a cutoff of 2 on the follow-up interview halves the number of missed cases, meaning it gives the test increased sensitivity. You might ask, how long will it take me to go through these questions? In the validation study, they found that the total added time for failed initial screens was only about 5 to 10 minutes per visit. And when you consider that the initial screen positive rate is only about 7%, that's about 1 in 14, 18, and 24-month well child visits, adding about 5 or 10 minutes. So it depends how many kids you typically see, but it may be pretty low impact. If you have questions about how to score the MCHAT RF, the best place to go is at the MCHAT RF website, which we talked about before, being at bit.ly/MCHATRF. If you have questions about positive predictive value, sensitivity, and or want to learn more about this instrument, you can go to the validation article, which we discussed in the first video. And if you have any other questions, feel free to contact me through Outlook or at my extension 7323. This is Michael Ching, and this has been How to Score the MCHAT Follow-Up Interview.